Have you ever felt invisible in your own home? Not the supernatural kind of invisible, but the raw, painfully human kind. You're there. You breathe, you clean, you exist. And yet no one really sees you. They only see your usefulness. My name is Emily, and for 18 years, my usefulness was to be an unpaid maid. The most familiar scene in my memory is the living room. 7 p.m. My dad sits on the sunken sofa, eyes glued to the evening news, feet propped on the table. Ryan, my younger brother, the golden boy, the future of the family, as Mom likes to say, is yelling into his gaming headset. He's studying graphic design, or at least that's the excuse he gave to get a 40 million dong gaming setup. And me? I'm in the kitchen, wrestling with a mountain of dirty dishes from the whole day. "Emily, get me some orange juice," Ryan shouts, not even bothering to mute his mic. I turned off the faucet, wiped my wet hands on a dirty apron, and opened the fridge. The orange juice was gone. I grabbed the milk carton and poured a full glass. "Orange juice, are you stupid or what?" Ryan snapped as I set the glass down. Before I could respond, my mother stepped out of her bedroom. She didn't look at me. She went straight to Ryan, carrying a neatly arranged plate of peeled pears. "Just drink the milk, dear," she said, glaring at me. "Ryan's been studying hard, and you can't even make him a glass of orange juice? You're such a lazy girl." Lazy? I had scrubbed 3 floors, gone to the market, cooked dinner, and was now washing dishes for 4 people. My shoulders ached like they were about to snap. "I'll go buy some oranges now," I murmured. "Forget it," my mother waved me off. "Finish the dishes and go study. Honestly, you're good for nothing. If you don't get your act together, you'll end up being someone's maid." She didn't know I had just scored first in the entire grade on the mock exam. But I didn't bother saying anything, because I already knew what she'd say. "So what if you're smart? A girl studies just to take care of her husband and kids. Help your brother. When he's rich, maybe you'll benefit from it." I turned back to the sink. The running water drowned out the TV, Ryan swearing in his game, and my mother's sweet cooing over her golden boy. Then my eyes fell on the calendar hanging on the wall. A bright red circle was drawn around a date, my 18th birthday. Only 3 weeks left. For 18 years, I'd been a shadow. But I swore to myself, on the day I turn 18, this shadow will finally take its own shape. Judgment Day is coming.
Hell isn't fire. Hell is injustice, repeated day after day, wearing you down until you feel nothing at all. The drops that overflowed my glass weren't explosions. They were thousands of tiny needles piercing me every single day. The first needle was a laptop. Ryan, 16, wanted to pursue his passion for graphic design. After a week of begging, my parents didn't hesitate to swipe the card, a 40 million dong gaming PC. "An investment for the future," my dad said proudly, patting his shoulder. A week later, I timidly handed Mom my mock exam results. "Mom, I need a laptop to write essays and apply for college." She didn't even lift her eyes from the TV drama she was watching. "Use your dad's old one upstairs. It still works." I swallowed hard. "Mom, that thing's 10 years old. It can't even run Word 2010. I just need about 10 million, enough for a used laptop that works." This time, she looked at me. Her eyes were cold as money. 10 million? You think money grows on trees? Your brother just cost us a fortune and now you're asking for more? Girls don't need that much education. Waste of money. No money? Then go earn it yourself. That night, I saw Ryan using his 40 million dong design computer to play games. He even sneered at me. Who uses a 10 million dong laptop these days? What a country bumpkin. I cried. Not because I wanted the computer, but because of the way I was dismissed. In their eyes, my brother's passion was worth 40 million, while my college future wasn't even worth a corner of that. The second drop was about money, my savings. Since childhood, every bit of lucky money, every academic award, every breakfast I skipped to save a few bills, all of it was taken by my mother. "I'll keep it for you," she always said. "You'll get it back when you need it." When I needed to pay university application fees for 5 schools and tuition for an intensive review class, I asked her. She was scrolling through her phone. "What? 500,000? Such a hassle. Don't you see your brother is about to start English lessons at an international center? That's 5 million a month. Your money is already been used to cover for him." "But that was my money," I trembled. "What did you just say? Her money? You live in this house, eat this house's food, breathe this house's air, and you dare call it yours? You're the older sister. You're supposed to take care of your brother. Stop being so selfish." She threw 200,000 at me. "Here, make it last, and stop asking for more." That day, I realized I wasn't just a housemaid. I was an ATM, drained dry, an unwilling sponsor for the future of the family. The anger inside me froze solid in my chest. And the final drop was the sickness. It was a rainy June afternoon, the kind where the sky seems to drown the earth. I had a fever of 39 degrees. My head throbbed like it was being split open. My throat burned with every breath. I dragged myself downstairs to ask Mom if I could skip tutoring and maybe buy me some medicine. She was wearing a face mask, scrolling through her phone. "Sick, huh? Then ride your bike to the pharmacy and get it yourself. Oh, and stop by the market to buy some pork. Your dad wants braised meat for dinner." She didn't even lift a hand to feel my forehead. So I put on my raincoat and rode my bike through the downpour. My vision blurred, rain mixing with tears. I bought the medicine, the pork, came home, and cooked dinner like nothing was wrong. After taking a fever pill, I collapsed onto the dining table and drifted into unconsciousness. I woke up at 10 p.m. to my mother's panicked screams. "Oh God, Ryan, my baby Ryan, honey, he's got a fever." I stumbled to the living room. Ryan, 16, strong and healthy, was sitting there, groaning. "Mom, my throat hurts." My father grabbed the car keys. My mother was scrambling for her coat and socks. Go to the international hospital. We have to get him checked. What if it's tonsillitis? My poor boy." They rushed out into the night, racing to the hospital for a sore throat. Not one of them, not a single person in that house, turned to ask me, "Emily, are you feeling any better?" That night, I didn't cry. I just sat in the darkness of the kitchen, staring out the window. The fever still burned in my body, but my heart had gone cold, completely. If there had ever been any love left in me, it died that rainy night. When you realize you can't change other people, there's only one choice left: change yourself, or more precisely, save yourself. My liberation plan didn't begin with a fight. It began with silence. The first thing I did, at exactly 8 a.m. on my 18th birthday, was go alone to apply for my national ID card. When I held that sturdy little plastic card in my hand, it didn't feel like just an identification document. It felt like a boarding pass. Right after that, I went to the bank. "I'd like to open an account," I said.
The teller smiled and nodded. And just like that, I opened my very first bank account under my own name and activated internet banking on the spot. That feeling of owning something that was completely, undeniably mine, something no one could touch or take away, it was indescribable. The second step was accumulation. This was the hardest part. I had to take back the money that was rightfully mine. I started lying. I hated doing it, but I had no other choice. Mom, the school requires us to submit our transcripts online. They need a 1 million dong security fee. Mom, I need to buy specialized textbooks from University A for the application process. 800,000. Mom, my class has a mandatory field trip to the museum. 500,000. She complained, of course, but because of her pride, because she didn't want to lose face if I looked bad at school, she gave me the money. Little by little, the money she had kept for me for over a decade began to flow into my secret account. At the same time, I took on 3 tutoring jobs. I told her I was studying in a library group. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 3 nights a week, I taught. I'd come home at 9:30, then wash the dishes, clean the house until 11. Exhausted, drained. But every time I saw the number in my account rise, I knew I was buying each brick that would pave my escape. The final step, and the most painful one, was collecting evidence. I didn't plan to sue my parents. No. I needed the recordings for something else, to remind myself never to soften, never to forget. So I turned on the voice recorder on my old phone.
Feeding you is a waste of rice. You're useless, nothing but a burden. You'd better start working. You'll have to take care of your brother one day. What's the point of studying? A girl just needs to know how to read and write. Stay home and help your mother. Stop dreaming about nonsense. If you don't obey, I'll cut off your money and see how you survive. Ungrateful brat. Hey, old lady, give me the money. Mom said you're supposed to take care of me, stingy hag. Every night, I listened to those recordings again. They were poison, but also medicine. They killed whatever fragile illusion of family love I had left and gave me the strength to keep going. By now, maybe some of you feel a sense of empathy or even anger. It's been a long journey, and I've prepared everything. If you've been following my story and you want to know how the turning point unfolds, whether my plan succeeds or not, then don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'm going to tell you right now, and trust me, you won't want to miss the most dramatic part. I had secretly applied to a university in Saigon, nearly 2,000 kilometers away from home. I studied for the entrance exams on my own, did everything in silence. I lived like a spy inside my own house, a maid by day, a warrior by night, fighting to save my own destiny. 3 weeks passed. My bank account had reached 30 million dong. The acceptance letter, with a scholarship, arrived in my email. All I needed was an excuse. One last drop to make the glass overflow. And as always, they didn't disappoint me. They gave it to me.